afternoon, good evening, no matter what time it is during your day on when you're viewing this. My name is Jessica and I am here to help. Um, I'm going to show you how to set up an eBay account and sell your first item. This is for those of you who just want to sell some things around your house to make a little extra cash, or for those of you that are getting ready to go ahead and start eBay as a part-time business. This is a basic video on how you can set yourself up with an account. Later there will be videos on how to um, calculate fees in a more simpler way. I will touch upon that in this video so that you are not in the dark on how you will be charged by eBay, because unfortunately eBay is not a free service, but they do have a lot of perks for those of us paying. Yeah, so let's get to it. Now, the first thing that you want to do is type in ebay.com in your browser, whether you're using Opera, Google, Internet Explorer, Firefox. This will take you to the main page. It's full of color. There's a lot of different things going on here. Shopper's delight, window shopping, visually pleasing stuff. Alrighty. So this is the home page of eBay. You want to go over here and you want to press register. I'm not physically going to press register because I have made an account just for you folks out there, so that this way it will be easy and simple to set up everything. First thing that you will see when you press register, though, I did take a screenshot, is this form. You are going to want to put your first name and your last name under a personal account. You are going to put the email address you want to associate with your eBay account. This will be the place that you will see, hey, such and such just bid on this item, or such and such just purchased this item, or such and such just paid for this item, you should ship it now. Make sure that this email address is one that you look at often if you don't want to have the notification sent to your mobile device, or you have a flip phone where that just can't happen. In your password area, once you start typing in this area, there's going to be a little blurb that pops up down here. It's going to tell you what your password should have and what it shouldn't have. And once you are finished with that, you will be taken to this page. It will say hello with your first name and last name up here. When you scroll over this thing, it'll show up in a little box and you will have a pre-made eBay name. Your pre-made eBay name will be a combination of your first and last name and one number. It might even be two numbers. You have the option to change this. Whether that's the first thing you do or the last thing you do, it doesn't really matter. For the purpose of this video, we'll make that the first thing you do. So, I knew that I was going to make this eBay account because I wanted to differentiate my business expenses from my personal expenses. How that makes sense is I have an account that has a whole bunch of different things on it that I purposely bought so I could sell, and this account is my personal items that I have around the house that I just want to sell off. Whether it's due to not wanting the memories around or because I need a little extra cash, I just wanted it to be different. Therefore, I have a different email address associated to it, and that's okay. You can have as many eBay accounts as you want if you're going to do things like that. If you want to sell shoes on one, you want to sell glass on another, you want to sell Pokemon cards, you can have as many eBay accounts as you want, as long as they are all connected to different email addresses. It can get a little confusing, so you want to take note on every single thing that you create. So, the first thing that I wanted to show you was how to change your eBay name. You want to go down here and you want to press account settings. Account settings will take you to this lovely page. Since this is a new account, on the top here it will say how to sell items on eBay. It will tell you two important steps on how to get your first item up. Um, First things first, before we go ahead and sell your name, you want to make sure that you have a PayPal account set up so that you can sync your PayPal account with your eBay account. Very, very, very important to do that before you start selling anything. If you don't do that, even though it says optional right now, you may not get paid properly. About 90%, and don't quote me on the number, I'm just making a general opinion, you know, analysis. Most people that use eBay have a PayPal account, and that is how they will pay for your items. If you don't have a PayPal account, it may hinder when you get paid, how you get paid, and it may make the buyer or even you, the seller, frustrated in the end. PayPal is another bank account online. There is no institution that you can walk into for customer service. I just want to put that out there. It's another online bank account that you sign up for, and you're able to make invoices, you're able to take payment for different things. They will have you sign up with your bank account or ask that you input a bank account externally so that they can verify your identity. If you don't have a bank account to verify externally, they will ask you to send in your ID and your social so that they can verify that you're an actual person and that they can make it secure. I don't know what the deal is with money laundering, but this is an anti-money laundering procedure, and do not feel uncomfortable using this. I've been using them for 7 years. I've yet to have any issues. Their customer service is on point, and it's just something you need in order to succeed this way. So you want to register for a PayPal account. It's simple. The first thing you'll do is enter your legal first and last name. They'll ask you for your address, just like if you were in a bank doing it in person. They're going to ask you a whole bunch of different information, and then you will have an online bank account through PayPal. Yes. So I'm going to show you now how to change your eBay name away from your first and last name and the number. You want to go to your left hand side and you want to press personal information. Your user ID shows up over here. It says what kind of account type you have. I wouldn't worry about your telephone pin, your secret questions, or your about me page just yet. But if your eBay name is important to you, you would go over here to edit and change it. Once you press edit, a little pop-up blurb comes up. It says, I need you to log in so that we can verify that this is actually you making this change. And then it will take you to another part where you can make a new eBay name. There will be a warning that says if you do this, well, not a warning, it will list advantages and disadvantages. That if you do this, people will not remember what your trading thing is if you choose to do it in the future as well. Which is true. If you have a lot of repeat customers, you want them to know what your new eBay name is so that they know where to find you. But for this purpose, doing such will not be an issue. So I chose Personal Collection by Jess because it's just my stuff, my personal stuff that I didn't go ahead and buy so I can sell. You want to make sure that your registered email address is correct. This is where you would also put your home address for any contact. I've never used the instant messenger thing. I don't use instant messenger unless I'm on Facebook. But if you want to try this, let me know how it goes. If it's useful to you, just comment underneath this video or shoot me an email at jessicateachesebay123@gmail.com and I will gladly respond. Under here, your financial information. You want to update your automatic payment method if you want automatic payment. Or you can make a one-time payment for your fees later on this way as well. And remember, we went to personal information and it came up under here. Checkout safe payment methods. You don't have that yet because we haven't put the PayPal account. Reimbursement payment method, it would be your PayPal account. You want to list your PayPal account here. I don't have mine, so it's going to ask you for your password just to make sure that you are you, that nobody else is trying to make any changes on your account. I can't speak proper English today, don't mind me. For this case, I do have another seller account and it's under sell everything123@gmail.com if you're curious on what I sell on my other page. That's spelled SELLEVERYTHANG123, and that is my username on eBay for my other account. So here is where you would put your PayPal account that you selected or registered for. Yeah, that's how that one goes. And you log in. You can continue. And there you have it. I have synced my PayPal account. That is how easy it was. Now we can move on to the next thing. So you want to sell on eBay. That's an article somewhere written by someone whom I don't remember, but let's go. Sorry, I get distracted. Let's go all the way back to the home page, and you can do that always by just clicking eBay. If you need a fresh start, you forgot what you do, what page you're on, you just go ahead and you press the eBay button. It will take you all the way to the home page. So, what are we going to sell? Do you have a tablecloth? Do you have a vase? Do you have a book? Do you have a clock? This is where it gets interesting. Your first thing that you're going to want to do is press sell. We're not going to do that in this case. I'm going to show you something quick and simple, and it will help you out in the long run. So in this case, I want to sell a homemade window art glass. You know, it's one of those things you hang in a window because it's pretty. I actually made it at, what is it? I can't think. Corning Glassware. They had a little class and you can sit and make a little window art thing that you can hang and it reflects the light in and such. There you go. So I'm gonna sell my own, and you get all these different kind of pictures here of what people are selling, what and the price that they're trying to sell it for. You'll see people with free shipping, and you'll see people that aren't free shipping. And yeah, so I have something that's similar to this. It is not this. It's okay, that's the name of it. It's called a sun catcher. Like I said, I made it at the Corning Glassware in a little art class. It's a little tiny thing. It kind of looks like crap, but it's part of my personal collection, and I want to sell it. So these are all the things that people are trying to sell with what I put. So now we're going to change it to window suncatcher. Now that I know where the word is. They don't sell for much, depending, like vintage. The word vintage is very important, and I'll explain that a little later on. Alright, so mine's homemade. These are the ones that people are trying to sell currently. In order for you to find out how much they have sold for, you want to go to the left hand side of your web page and scroll down a little bit, and you see show only, returns accepted, completed listings, sold listings, deals, and savings. Now when I first started, people told me to look at the completed listings. Completed listings are listings that timed out, listings that have been ended by the seller for whatever reason, and sold listings. So you want to go over here and make sure you select sold listings itself. It will take you to the new page and show you the things that have actually sold. Anything that ranges between $12, $3, $13, what have you. Alright, cool. Now ordinarily, let's say you have something that's sold in stores and it's a generally mass-produced item. You'd go to one of these listings at its sold price and click on the title. If you have the same exact item, you would go again and then press sell one like this. When you press sell one like this, it will copy the title of the last listing that's sold. It won't copy the pictures because you need to take your own pictures, but it will copy the condition, the brand, the type, and the material. It will copy anything that the prior seller had filled in, which is cool when you're trying to list a whole bunch of different things that happen to be mass produced and have sold before. This can make your time go by quicker. You want to put your own description and describe your things as best as you can. Any flaws, features, whether or not you live in a smoke-free, pet-free home is important as well, as I've learned. And you want to just reiterate that it's new, used, vintage, antique, whatever. If you're wondering the difference between vintage and antique, vintage means that it was made prior to 1995 or 1996. I don't know which year it is right now, but I remember that it was 1996 or 1995. Antique means that it's over 100 years old. Not everybody knows that in the beginning. People see, oh wow, they put this as vintage. They were able to sell it and it says vintage, or this, how can this be antique, blah blah blah. But that's how you can tell is when it was made. And not everything says when it was made, and the more you do this, the more you'll learn and you'll be able to tell. So anyways, we copied this other person's listing based on selling one like this. It will not copy the price. You have to make your own price. And for the purpose of this video, I'm going to show you how you can change whatever recommended pricing they have applied here. They recommend that you do it in auction. If you have a unique item, a vintage item, a antique item that hasn't sold for a lot of money or a lot of times from different sellers, you can go ahead and do auction. When you do an auction, you want to list it at a price that you feel comfortable getting if only one person bids. Usually auctions cost about 25 cents if you've run out of your free listings. eBay provides free listings every month, to a certain extent. So let's say you have something and you'd really like the highest price of $300, but if you put it at auction, um, the lowest price you'll take is 150. You would start your auction at 150 and hope that it gets to $300, but not feel bad if it sells for 150. If you have something that is worth about $25, you don't want to start your listing at 99 cents. Back in the day, that was a thing. If you started your listing at 99 cents, you were hoping that you would get a bidding war. But nowadays, a lot of things are repetitive, or people are always trying to sell the same exact things. You don't want to put it at 99 cents because if it sells for that, you are obligated to pursue and complete the order. A lot of people do end their listings and cancel the orders, but that makes for a very unhappy buyer, maybe even a negative feedback at that rate. And I'll go over negative feedback and that kind of stuff in a later video. But for this purpose, for this item, we will keep it at auction, starting price at 147. If you want to make changes on your item, you can just click make changes and put whatever price you want. If you add a buy it now, they will charge you a little fee for that, because then that's ending the auction for somebody to buy it at the price that you have listed here. You can set a reserve price, but that's also another fee. There is a fee, they say, if the auction starts and it doesn't meet $10 or what have you. You don't have to sell it to that person because the reserve wasn't met. If you decide to schedule listings, you do get charged a fee. Let's say you want the listings to start on Sunday, they charge a fee for that. But you could also have it sitting in drafts and not start your listing till when you feel like it, to get past this little thing here. So if you decide to do auction, that's how it goes. And let's say you don't want to do auction, you could go over here to buy it now. This is the one I usually use because most of my items have been sold before in prior times. You could put the price that you want, maybe aim for a little higher. If people make offers, you can decide whether or not to take them. You get a message sent to your email address. If you have more than one, you put your quantity here, and the same thing with the schedule of listing. Down here you have shipping your item. They estimate the size for you and how much it weighs and how much they're going to pay. You can make changes the same way here. Usually I do calculated shipping. If it's something that's less than 16 ounces, and you know that after it's packed is less than 16 ounces, you can do first class. Let me show you what happens when I change to first class. Now mind you, the last price was about $6 to $7. If you change to first class, it becomes $6.65 because of how it weighs. But if it was something that was 10 ounces, it'd be $3.75 and lower. The difference between first class and priority. Let's say you have something that is 10 ounces and you want to do it priority. The reason why you would then do it priority is because you want insurance. The post office, when they do priority mail, gives insurance up to $50. If you sold something for $50 and you want to make sure that just in case, because the post office can sometimes make mistakes, you have it in priority mail. If you sell something it's only worth a couple of dollars, you could send it first class. It will get there just fine, just as well. if there's any money lost, you lose about $2, $3, then you know what, that's business expense. Um, I advise, and this is what I do, if I sell something that's over $100 or $75 even, I go through UPS. They give you $100 guaranteed if, you know, if there's damage or anything like that, if something breaks within shipment, you're guaranteed up to $100. If you, well, up to $100, meaning that they'll cover the cost of the item. They won't just give you $100. If you buy insurance, I believe it's 99 cents online. It may have gone up since the last time I did it. Um, they're very dependable regardless of whatever uh, situations. Um, you get a tracking number. You could sign up for My Choice. You can track it and call the customer service, which is very helpful. But for the purpose of this listing, I would do priority because it's a glass wind chime or wind catcher, or that's not even it. I'm tired. Don't mind me. A sun catcher. um, yeah, so we're going to change that back to priority because you want to have a priority box, which you can get for free at the post office and order free from USPS.com. If you find that you're going to be doing a lot of glass or whatever, I would advise you do some research on the priority mailboxes that they have and see which ones would best fit your situation. If you have a whole bunch of cups, you may want to get the shoebox size that, you could just pack it in, put it to the side or whatever when you're done listing, and so on. There's an option to list a free shipping. I would never do that. I mean, there's some cases when you have small items like, let's say, shoelaces or sunglasses or a keychain. Let's say your keychain is worth $20. You could offer free shipping if you wanted to, um, if you're making a good profit on it. You don't want to be out $2 and something cents if you're not making enough money on certain things because you offered free shipping. A lot of people will say, hey, if you put free shipping, you'll get more visibility. Well, yeah, sometimes if people are actively looking for free shipping, but you got to remember to put it into your cost. And sometimes when you put it into your cost, it'll make your price less desirable to some people just because you're trying to offer the free shipping. Not everybody does math correctly. So I have been offering a shipping price on all of my items recently, and I saw sales go up because the math makes sense. It shows what your ending total will be. And I think that some buyers feel more comfortable when they know they've paid for the shipping, they're going to get a better service. But I can't speak for everybody. That's my own opinion and my own observation. You can allow local pickup. Somebody can come over, give you a check if you wanted, if you were comfortable, and you can choose whether or not you want to sell to international buyers. You don't want to do that for perfumes and that kind of stuff. You can look at this option on your own. I will have another video later on which one to choose, but since you're just trying to put things up right now, we can skip it for right now. I will tell you that eBay does have a program called the Global Shipping Program that doesn't make it so confusing. I know a lot of people hesitate selling internationally because of the pricing and whatnot, but there is a way that it can be cheap on both ends. Now, finalize your listing. You want to go ahead and make sure that this is the email address for your PayPal so that you're getting paid properly. Right now my listing fee is showing $0.00 because I still have free listings. I think eBay, when you first begin, gives you 50 free listings if you don't have a store. I have a store on another account and I get 200 free listings. It all depends. Underneath here, this is where you can change your handling time. If you need 3 days to get things ready and together, okay. You can go up to, I believe, 15 days, 10 days. It depends. You also change your return policy down here. Now, in regards to returns, you can choose not to accept returns. But if something arrives and it's not as described or it's damaged, eBay can force a return and make you refund it. The new thing is if you don't have 30-day returns or 60-day returns, eBay's less likely to show your items. I don't know how true that is. I did switch to 30-day returns on my other account. But if you put accept returns, people will feel a little safer buying from you. Yeah. Okay, so I changed to 14-day returns. And then you want to go ahead and press list. And when you press list, and for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to press save and exit. It'll ask if you want to do another listing. You can go over to eBay. It'll take you to the first homepage. Go to my eBay and it will show you your summary and all these other things like your purchase history and selling. Selling is how you'll get back to all your listings. I don't have any listings right now on this account yet, but I will show you how to start from scratch if you don't see anybody else selling your item. You want to go back to the search bar and nope, that was for the last thing, I'm sorry. So you want to go to sell and press create a listing, and I have a sun catcher. Okay, when you go and you do this part, it will ask you what do you want to sell, and it gives you a whole different kinds of categories. Now, in the last one that we did, it will take whatever category the last seller used. So I'm going to choose one that fits what I'm trying to sell, which is a handmade sun catcher with a floral design. And just so you know, the title is important. If you have a blue vase, you don't just want to write blue vase. You want to write, blue vase made in England if you have that information, or vintage blue vase made in England. You want to make sure you have enough keywords there. If somebody's looking for just a blue vase, they will find it with all those words there. But if somebody's looking for a very specific type of design of a blue vase, if you have enough words here, they'll be able to find it as well. So my handmade sun catcher can be listed under pottery and glass, art glass, stained glass. It's not stained glass. Well, maybe it could be. But I'm going to go with the just general one of sun catchers and mobiles here. What kind of condition it is. It is pre-owned. It tries to look up different kinds of things so that you can just automatically put the information in to save time. And I actually do have photos for this one. If you notice here, eBay kind of guides you on how you should be taking your pictures with shoes. It's very helpful. If you have up to 12 pictures in there and you capture everything, you're less likely to have any issues with people saying, well, you didn't show that there was a stain here or a hole here. You also want to make sure that if there are stains, holes, whatever, you write that in the description or under the condition. So I actually have a picture on my iPod. Install eBay app on your mobile device and make sure you're signed in as the same user. You'll get a notification when you click Add from mobile device. Add photos from your mobile device directly to the draft you're working on. Okay. So I'm going to not do that because it may not work with my iPod. Oh, it did! Alright, so you heard that sound. That's a very familiar sound. That is a sound that you will get when you get a message from another buyer. And there they are. Okay. So you see I uploaded these photos and only some of them are correct. We'll go here. This is going to be my main photo because it shows the front of the item I want to sell. And there you have it. There is the wind cat, not the, I keep saying wind catcher, the sun catcher that I made at Corning Glassware. It's a pretty flower. You want to make sure that when you're taking pictures of things that you have a clean background and that, you know, it's easy to see what you're selling. You don't want to have crap all over the floor or portray your dirty house. There have been instances where you're taking photos in front of a reflective glass. You don't want to be naked. There is a picture on the internet of a man doing that. Um, yeah, and there you have it. And if you want to crop your photos, you see I pressed this to rotate it. If you want to crop your photos, you can just do that. Make it centered, and it will do that. Okay, so I put my condition as pre-owned. It's a sun catcher, it's handmade. There's a lot of colors in there, so you could select multicolor. It's made from glass. Okay. We could say stained glass, I guess colored glass is stained glass. I made it in the United States of America. There you go. Handmade sun catcher made at Corning Glass Ware Museum 2014. No chips, and from a pet-free, smoke-free environment. Now this is something that would have to be well packed because it is glass. It's just a handmade sun catcher. I'm not going to put it as up for auction because not a lot of people are going to be looking for that specifically. I'm going to put it by it now of about $4.99. Okay, people can make offers on it. They can make offers on it. I'm going to make a change. I know it probably weighs about 8 or so ounces. So I'm going to put 10 ounces because after packing, that's how much it's going to be. First class will be okay for me. It's not worth very much. I'm not doing free shipping. I'm not doing local pickup. And for this item, I'm not going to sell it for international buyers. Not currently. If somebody wants to return it, I'll accept the return because it is kind of ugly. going to list it this time. It's asking me my password because I've logged into another device with it. It's verifying that it's if my item sells. Okay. eBay, they charge a fee of 9%. So, if my item sells for $4.99 plus shipping, so let's say it's going to sell for about $7.31. Just for the sake of the argument. $7.31 times point, whoops, 0.09, they're going to take about 66 cents from me for my final value fee. Now the $7.31, you saw me listed for $4.99. The $7.31 would be the shipping plus what the item sold for. So they take in total 9% from that entire thing. So it'll be 66 cents. Not bad, but it's a low price item. 66 cents from my low price item. Alright, so that will be the eBay fee. What comes out instantaneously is the PayPal fee. The PayPal fee for what they're charging or being charged for, excuse me, like I said, I'm not speaking proper English today, would be $7.31 times 0.029. PayPal charges about 3% plus 30 cents. Altogether, you're having $1.17 come out of your total. The difference between eBay and PayPal is when they're charging fees is that eBay collects your fees in invoice form. So the more you sell, your total is going to go up until you decide you want to pay it. PayPal takes it out instantaneously. So your total may look a little less than what it should be. So if you were to look at your total in PayPal, it would look like that, $6.80. And that is how you sell or list your first item. If you want to see what it looks like, or if you want to share it, you can. Sharing it will make your views go higher. This is what it looks like. You have all your details down here that you inputted. Here is your description. And there you have it. So it was lovely showing you how to do all this stuff. If you have any further questions, feel free to comment on this video, or you can email me at jessicateachesebay123@gmail.com. Thank you and have a great day, and subscribe.